Well, as you might can tell, I'm down here at my house this morning, and I'm gonna try to relax down here. I don't know if this video is the best from down here, like it is up at the shop, but I'm going with it because it's definitely warmer down here than it is up at the shop. My shop, uh, I don't heat it up all the time, especially on the weekends. And Jim gets it warm in the mornings when we're working up there, but I generally just don't turn the heat on and and waste all my fuel oil that I've got. Well, hey Joy, hey Jamie, it's 34 degrees there. Well, it's warmer there than it is here. It was like 28 a while ago. I had to I'd have to check Google to see what it is now, but it's chilly. It's we got the frost on the pumpkins. You got the frost on the windshield and everything else. So uh, it is what it is. Hey, Kevin, how are you? You're in West Virginia. Woo! I don't envy you there. Yeah, happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good New Year. Hope y'all don't mind. I'm coming from the house here. Of course, you can see my pond out there, and I got a pond in my backyard, and across the way from my pasture and everything. I don't show this view very much, but yeah, I got Jamie and Joey and Kevin. Got everybody. This the early getters usually in here. Hopefully, everybody's going to have a real good New Year coming up. I'm glad to have 2023 over. Uh, 2023's had some ups and downs, and I, I'm I'm ready for a new year. I've had some things I was hoping go right that didn't, and just health wise, and for me and my family, we've had some issues this year. So it would be good to hopefully start off with a good, healthy New Year. That's what I'm after. So tomorrow, when I eat my New Year's uh, lunch, I'm gonna definitely eat the part uh, that gives you a lot more health. I'm more worried more about health than I am wealth. So I'm wanting to definitely get the good health for this next year. That would be the important thing coming up. But we all have to hope for the best and everything. We're all getting older, and as we age, we get more ails, more things that ail us and everything else. I guess you might say it's tough. My son had to have the uh, colonoscopy this past week. My daughter had it about 2 weeks ago. Uh, so they're of that age that they have to get checked out, and I told them, I said, it's all down here hill from here. Everything seems to start breaking down on you the older you get. I know most of y'all can probably uh, understand that. Oh man, yeah. I don't understand y'all's governor, Joey. That's for sure. I saw where she's going to tax. She's going to put a toll on going into New York City. So you're going to have to pay a higher rate just to get into New York City. I mean, what was it? A density toll. That's what she's calling it, or something. I mean, how they keep from running people out of that city is beyond me. I mean, I have no desire to go there. When we were up there in New York, my daughter said something about, well, maybe we ought to go catch a game at, Yankees or what. And I said, no, I'm not interested. I don't care to go into New York City at all. I said Albany was as close that I was going to get for her, but we went all around New York City. We didn't go anywhere in New York City, so that's where I mean the New York State is a pretty state, but I could care less about getting into uh, New York City. Well, I know it, and that's probably the next thing she'll try to do is to take Trump off the ballot. But I think the Supreme Court's going to come down on that. I mean, that's how in the world can you get the general population and their leading candidate is they're trying to legislate and take him off the ballot. I mean that's just you're asking for an upheaval if you do that. You're going to ask for people to uh, to I don't know that is the most ridiculous thing. I mean, let the people decide. If they don't want him, they won't vote him in. But for you as a legislature to say, "Oh no, we're Democrats and we're going to keep him off," I mean, that's just saying, well, just wipe out the Republican Party or any other opposing party. I mean, that's what dictators do. I mean, that's ridiculous to say something like that. I mean, if the people don't want him, they won't vote him in. But don't try to legislate it so he can't even have an opportunity. I mean, that reeks of a dictatorship, tried and true there. When you're automatically saying, we're as a state, we're more democratic, so we're going to say we're not going to let the leading Republican candidate be on the ballot. Now that's stupid. I mean, that is just totally stupid. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, uh, I don't know. It'll end up if it does something like that, and these Democratic states do something like that, then what will happen is he'll take a run of the country anyway, and even if he's not on their ballot, he could still win the election, just not the popular, because they would just cut out his popular election. And if they win, I mean, if New York State, which is normally going to go Democratic anyway, you can kind of write that state off if you're a Republican. And Colorado, now Colorado is a swing state, sort of, and this may infuriate people anyway. If the Supreme Court comes down on it and says we're going to let these states have them on there, these people that have done that, that's going to throw more votes his way, in my opinion, because people are going to go, you're not going to tell me I can't vote for this guy. I'll vote for him just to show you. And you'll get that type voter, and people will go to his side because of that. So it's crazy. Yeah, I know it. It I just wish some of these legislatures would just say, let's leave it alone, vote it how it is. I mean, they have got such a Trump deranged fever out there, and that they can't stand it. They can't stand anything that he does. I mean, there's some that are so hateful of Donald Trump. It's pathetic. I mean, like a lot of people have said, would I want to go socialize with the man? Probably not. He's not everything I would want, but legislative, the way he's ruling on things, that's what you like. You like what he's doing for the country when he gets in there. I mean, I definitely want that pipeline opened back up. I definitely want the border closed. I definitely want the economy to get back on its feet. I definitely want those sort of things straightened out. So if we can get that, that's what we want. Now, uh, it's just so disgusting to see the Democrats to work so hard at every waking minute they've got, they're worried about Trump. And let's worry about fixing the economy. Let's worry about fixing the border crisis, which they've denied up until recently. I mean, it's so bizarre that the main media hadn't even said much about the border at all until it got so bad that they had to. I mean, I'd like to see the normal media get back the way it used to be 20 years ago. They're nowhere near that now. I mean, they're just so biased, it's pathetic. Let's see what Walter is saying. Walter. Oh, yeah. All these sanctuary cities. Yeah. Yeah. They denied that there was even a border crisis until the governor of Texas started sending the migrants their way. They denied there was even a problem. So, it is what it is. Well, I hope the sunshine, I'm right here in this corner, so the sunshine won't. I hope if I have to in a second, you'll understand, because I'm as you can see right through here, the sunshine. I had to get off of my chair on the Barbara's, so the sunshine won't hit my camera. I'm kind of watching it here. The sunshine's coming through this corner a little bit, so I may have to readjust my camera in a second or two, or a few minutes. But I hope the picture's coming through okay. Can you give me a thumbs up? The picture's okay and the sound's okay. The signal is not as good down here from my house usually, so I don't know how good it's coming through. It sometimes gets a little bit flaky. I can't tell on my end because I'm just using, I'm not through the internet, so I don't know. Well, I hope the governor of Texas doesn't stop. I hope they ship them all over the United States, to ship them to Los Angeles and San Francisco and Denver and these Democratic states and Democratic cities and everything. Anybody that says they're a sanctuary city, prove that you're a sanctuary city. Send them to Detroit and send them to New York City and send them everywhere that they say that they'll take them. And we'll see what happens. So, don't get out there and say that you're going to do these things and then not uphold what you say you're going to do. And it's good that these places are being inundated with all these migrants, and it's just still a lot of few. I mean, think of them. I mean, they'll talk about 4 or 5 bus loads here and 4 or 5 bus loads there, but think of the thousands that are hitting Texas. I mean, they're not going all to these major cities. I mean, we're getting a fair share in North Carolina and South Carolina and everywhere else too. I mean, they're not just going to New York City. They're being spread all over the United States. And the accountability is what scares me. Not knowing where these people are coming from and not knowing their background and anything about them. And then they disseminate within to the all areas of the United States, and they're not accounted for at that point. Not until they try to illegally get some sort of identification and then get on the records that way. And then that way, you don't have a true account of citizens. And we're going to have to change voter laws to just allow citizens. We're going to be overrun by non-citizens trying to vote in the near future, which is going to really skew the election, which the Democrats have been wanting for years. So we're going to have to really watch ourselves there. What else is going on, guys, besides the politics? I see Kevin, like I said, is up in West Virginia. I hope Kevin's doing fine and staying warm if he's up in West Virginia. And I guess you're in the truck, and keeping those tractor trailers warm, those tractor trailer trucks warm, and these truck stops sometimes can be a task. I know I've slept some cozy times in a truck, but you get it right warm and it's running, and it just kind of rocks you off to sleep. But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll get into an uncomfortable situation and you can't get a minute's sleep too. So I just I feel for you out on the road like that. That can be a tough situation. I believe I'm gonna have to move my camera here, guys, because it is getting to the point. Let me move it just a little bit here. Well, it's not greenscape as much as it is. I guess it's landscape. It's sort of a brownscape behind me here a little bit. But yeah, and you've seen it firsthand, hadn't you, Jamie? Jamie's seen my house. Jamie came to visit me a couple of months ago when he was in the Charlotte area, going from Charlotte up to DC. So he swung by to see me, and we had us a nice lunch and everything. And I gave him a little 50-cent tour of the town. Well, we've had it stocked for 50 years. I mean, I haven't restocked it. We got plenty of bass and catfish and brim and everything else in it. We've had some big bass pulled out of it. We've had some guys that have caught some 6 and 7 pound bass out of here, and some nice ones. But as far as restocking it, we haven't had to restock it in years. I guess the last time we stocked it was probably, well, my daughter was young, so somewhere upwards of 50 years. But so I don't know if we got 50-year-old fish. I don't know how long a bass will live. So, but we've got some big ones in there. Yeah, Cherville is called a city. It's, some people will call it a town, but they call it a city. So it's we got city limits, and everything you see on the notification of it calls it a city, but it's a small city. It's I don't know what to distinguish. I don't know how you distinguish between town and city. But we call it city limits. We call everything you see about Cherryville, it says the city of Cherryville. So I don't know what the size and how you distinguish between a town and a city, unless it has something to do with the government. I don't know. But we call everything city council and city of Cherryville. That's what you see when everything is listed. Well, guys, I hope I don't have to move this camera one more time, because this sun is coming. It's creeping right up through here, beside my curtain. Either that or try to reach back there and move that curtain a little bit. Of course, the wife would probably rather that I just move the camera instead of the curtain. Yeah, I'm enjoying sitting down here. How is the video and audio? Is that coming through pretty good, guys? I hadn't had anybody tell me one way or the other. I hope it's not buffering or anything. No, Jim won't be back from vacation till Tuesday. I gave Jim, he got about 10 days off, I guess, straight. He got from the Friday before he left, the Friday about noon, the Friday before Christmas, and then he was not coming back to January 2nd. So Jimmy, I got a few projects for him lined up. So when he does come back, well, that's good. That's good. I just want to make sure. I always get a little nervous when I try to do it down here at the house because my signal is not as strong down here as it is up. I mean, it stays strong, but sometimes because it's a wireless signal through Verizon, it sometimes will get a little bit flaky. But as long as it stays strong enough to upload the signal, and that's pretty good. That's good. I get a little bit nervous that it's going to buffer on me and everything, because that's what has happened in the past sometimes when I try to shoot from down here. But if it's coming through good, that's great. That's great. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's for sure. I have to take a little drink there to clear out the voice a little bit. Boy, I tell you what, it's not a real, I need to set up. When I lean back, that's not a real favorable picture of me. Let me move this camera one more time, because that sun is getting ready to pop right through there. If I lean back too far in my chair, I look about 30 pounds heavier than I am, I believe. I mean, I'm heavy enough, but when I lean back in that recliner, it looks like I'm 250 instead of 210. So I've had to watch myself there. But hopefully I'm gonna be able to try to lose some more weight this year. I need to get down that's one of my New Year's resolutions for myself, is to lose about at least 30 pounds, 30 or 40 pounds. And I think that'll help my breathing situation a little bit too. I mean, of course, the more weight you carry, the more weight you carry, the harder it is to breathe anyway. Yeah, I know it. I guess I don't care to look like the CNN guys, but I do want to look decent, and I want to, I have to look down here at my monitor and everything, and just catch up with what's going on the text part. But yeah, I had to look the appropriate way, don't I, Jamie? But yeah, I'm not sitting upright like I guess the chairs are and everything in on CNN, but doing the best I can, and that sort of stuff. But I guess all in all, I'm hoping my health will improve a little bit. I'm gonna change one of my medications that I take. I take a Bydureon shot once a week for the diabetes, and I'm gonna change over to that as Ozempic, and they say that helps you lose weight too. So I might get a double benefit, do my diabetes part, and maybe lose a little bit of weight in the process. We'll see. Yeah, I know it. I kind of hope so. I hope things like this will backfire on these people. I think Colorado and Maine both. I think they're crazy for trying to do that, and just we'll wait and see what the Supreme Court says, because it's going to go to the Supreme Court. I mean, you can't have anything like that without it going to the Supreme Court. Oh, I know it, and that's what I was saying. They're in the process, though. Some of them may turn more toward him, but just trying to be anti-Trump, and so I think it could be a double-edged sword for some of them. I mean, they could go in there and do their best to do it, and people that maybe were on the border saying, well, I won't do this or won't do that, they may look at it and go, hey, if they're going to deny my rights, I'm going to vote this way. So it could be it could, people don't like being told what they can and can't do. And if they try to legislate your vote, I think that they're gonna have a lot of people that will vote for him just because of that. So it could be a bad thing for Democrats by doing that. We'll see. We will see. Well, how do y'all guys like my view back here? Like I said, Jamie's seen it firsthand. Jamie's been down here before, but of course it's not real greenery. Not a lot of greenery right now because of all the the old leaves and brown leaves and everything. But you can see my pond. You see my pond right here, and then of course it extends behind me on this side too. But then we got our about 30 acres of pasture right there, and then we have another. You can't see it, but some more trees behind that. Yeah, I saw that where, I think these politicians are going to, I don't know, kick themselves in the butt, by doing doing something extreme one way or the other. I mean, let it just play out on its own. Don't try to endorse or legislate your way of voting on the American public. I mean, let the American public vote how they want to. I mean, don't try to legislate. Barbara, you can't get this curtain behind me, can you? No. Okay. I'll just keep moving the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've been told she won't help me.
That's right.
She's not going to get in the camera. She's not going to move the curtain. So I will just have to continue moving my camera just a little bit, because as y'all see that the sun's coming up right behind me here, and it's kind of getting on my camera a little bit. So I didn't want the bright sunshine to hit the lens. And as you can tell right there, it's sort of sneaking at an angle up my curtain there a little bit. But I'll be off in a little bit, so it won't matter, will it, Barbara?
It won't matter.
That's right. Y'all can hear Barbara in the background. She's over here tidying up as I avoid tidying up. I let her straighten everything out after the Christmas and having us get ready for the New Year's big lunch. What are we having for lunch tomorrow? We're having a pork roast, black-eyed peas, collard greens, slaw, rice. And which cornbread? Yeah. Now, which one's for the health? Because I want more of that for this next. I don't know which one's. Is it the pork for health? It may be the.
For good luck.
One's for good luck. One of them's for money. Well, the black-eyed peas are for the pennies, aren't they?
Yeah, and the collards are for the dollars.
And the collard greens are for the dollar.
Yeah.
I believe that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to eat lots of collard greens and lots of ham and everything for tomorrow. And well, the clock on the wall is telling me it's 9:30 there, isn't it? But that's where we're at on all this. And I tell you, guys, as you can tell, my voice gets weaker, and I'm not able to talk continually like I used to. So what's happening at Southern Boy? Yeah, I agree with that, Jamie. I agree with that. And we're going to see people really vote their vote for that too. I think the southern border part is irritating everybody in the United States. I mean, if you're not affected now, you will be later. Uh, you just wait and see. It's inundating and taking services away from the citizens. And we're paying billions of dollars, not millions, but billions of dollars for all these people coming into the United States and all the services and everything that they're getting for free. So, there's only so much of that the economy can stand. I mean, it makes, by them coming in, it's inflationary for us because they are not generating revenue. They're taking revenue out of our pockets. And so, it's not a good thing until there's revenue made from something somewhere. And, it's not going to be cost effective at all. We can't keep printing money to subsidize a border issue. And between the border issue and the war issue, I mean, we've got a mess on our hands, and we're just going to have to straighten it out if we can. Well, hopefully next year will be a better health year for me. I hope so. Hope it is for y'all too. But I'm going to jump off here and let everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, and y'all take care till next year, and see you next year. Hopefully, see you next week. See you next year. See you guys.